Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use, please? Is this frequency in use? Again, one more time. Is this frequency in use? CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot calling. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. In Brussels, we're calling CQDX QRZ. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot calling. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot calling CQDX QRZ. CQ on 20 meters, CQ on 20. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot calling. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox Fox. We're standby. CQ, 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 CQDX. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot calling CQ20, CQ20. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot calling CQ20, CQ20. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. We're standing by. Over.
Radio 1 Delta Delta, Radio 1 Delta
Esteban, can you repeat the call sign again, please?
Yeah, Victor Kilo 1, make your call again.
Victor Kilo 4 Delta Oscar.
Victor Kilo 4 Delta Oscar. Thank you very much, Frank, coming back to the call. Good evening to you. This is ON7 OFF, Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. Operator name here is Kurt, Kilo Uniform Romeo Tango. And I'll give you a report on your next transmission, Frank. VK4DO, ON7 OFF, over.
Yeah, roger there, Kurt. Lovely, you're 5 and 9 here, beautiful signal. Love the call sign. Love the call sign. On 7 off, very good indeed. Oh boy, I wonder if you had to get that specially or you just ended up with it. I'd like to know about the call sign. Very good. Anyway, must have been a lovely day here today. Nice temperature, just about 22 or 3 degrees and a bit cloudy and very nice indeed there. So good conditions today. And I've been working on a project to make a big display for the rotator. So I can see what part of the world my rotator's pointing. I really like the big display for that. It helps visualise where you are. So I'm working on that at the moment. Yeah, so that's the story. ON7 OFF VK4DO.
Yeah, QSL VK4 Delta Oscar, Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot returning. Yeah, QSL there, Frank. Yeah, well, we have also some sunshine for a change. It's been terribly bad here over the summertime. We had one of the worst summers in a decade, I think. It's been raining a lot in the summer months, so not much of a brown skin this year from the summer. But yeah, we're doing okay. Trying to survive. Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I'm also skimming the band a little bit, and I saw some activity coming out of Australia. So I pointed the antenna towards the long path, realizing that probably we'll be having some people coming back from VK, ZL. I think ZL are probably maybe already asleep. Frank. Yeah, the QTH here is south of Brussels. We are about half an hour drive to the city, the heart of the city of Brussels. But we are in a rural area here, so fortunate QTH here. I'm doing a live stream, so I'm recording also everything, so it's live on internet. But anyway, Frank, very good signal from you. I get 5 and 8, 5 and 9 without any problems at all. Running here a Hermes Light number 2, the open source radio that is extremely small. It's just 2 packets of cigarettes stacked to each other, and extremely cheap because I paid 332 euros delivered to the doorstep, so very cheap. I got also some power in line here. Got a micro PA50 bringing up the QRP to about 20-30 watts, and then driving the OM Power Plus and the 2-element cubicle quad. That's the toys of joy here, Frank. And by the way, very good to hear any station from Australia. It doesn't happen often. I'm on the band in the early morning, but I want to give it a shot. I had a very hard weekend of work, so I want to get a little bit my mindset on something else. VK4 Delta Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox. And by the way, the call sign is a vanity call sign. When you finish doing the exam here in Belgium, you can suggest call signs. You can suggest like 3 call signs, and they go over them, and the one that is available, they will assign it to you. And I had a few call signs in mind: on 7 off and on 7 air. And I don't remember the other call sign, but I tried to make it something that is easy to remember, because I can realize that maybe people that are mobile, they have no capability to write down your call sign. So something like mine is easy to memorize there, Frank. VK4DO ON7 OFF, over.
Yeah, ON7OFF, VK4 Delta Oscar. Yeah, there's a station just opened up a really strong, ridiculous signal right next to us for some reason. There's plenty of bandwidth to share, but he's decided to sit right on us. You're still copying okay there, Kurt?
Yeah, QSL, do you want to move? Can you check the frequencies, like 2-3 kilohertz up and down? Is there anything that is better for us, over?
Yeah, it stopped now. It maybe just, I don't know whether he's just trying to annoy us or something. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll stay here for a minute maybe, and we'll see what happens there, Kurt. But yeah, it sounded like summertime or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'll just carry on for a minute. I'll if there's any more problem, I'll find the frequency go to. There's plenty of spare band on this side of the world. The ZL, by the way, is still awake. It's only they're 2 hours behind in front of us, so it's 9:45 to 9 now at the moment, so they shouldn't be in bed yet. But there you go. They have to get up early, I suppose they are. But the conditions get better for us 2 hours after them, so it might be tapering off for them now. Yes, very good on the call sign, the vanity call sign. Yes, I really like that. It's very hilarious. I think I've heard you on the band before. It's a memorable call sign too. It's actually quite clever from that point of view. It's very memorable. So it's very good indeed. I wonder how long ago you did sit for your exam. I passed mine 52 years ago or 53 years ago or something like that. I've had all sorts of call signs there, but I've finally got VK4.com, so there you go. It works very well with the Americans, 4.com. ON7 off VK4.com.
Yeah, QSL. I hope you still copy me. Is the noise still there?
No, all good at the moment, thanks.
Okay, yeah. As I tried to explain in my previous over, basically in Belgium, when you finish your license or when you finish the exam and you're passed, you can request 3 call signs, and they will go down the list. And if it's taken, they go to the next one. And if the third one is taken as well, they assign you one. So, but on 7-off, it seems nobody ever came up with the idea to use that call sign. So I wanted to make something that is easy to recognize, and thinking on the counterparties that might be also operating from the mobile. So it's going to be much easier to memorize my call sign there. Yeah, fantastic, Frank. Yeah, I'm having you with a 5 and 7. We went down a little bit, but you're still in the clear. I'm sorry that you had the QRM. I don't know. Maybe it's from. You think it's from Europe, the QRM, or you think it was from maybe? I know you guys. You get a lot of QRM from Indonesia, isn't it? Over.
No, it's all good. All good. No, not really. Not on 20. We get a lot of QRM from Asia on 10 metres. A whole pile of illegal transmitters, AM transmitters are there. So every 10 kilohertz plus 5. So it'll be 28.305 and then 315 and 325 like that. So to transmit you have to go to sort of say 28.360 or 370 or something like that. So you're on the zeros more to avoid all these AM things. So I think they're fishing boats. I'm not sure, but that's the only band that it's really a problem. Otherwise, yes, there's a lot of Japanese on 15 metres, but that's not really a problem. If that's okay, if they don't cause any interference, it's really just these things on 10 metres. But very good on the call sign, and lovely work, very well done. Now, was that the first, second or third on your list? This is the big question. Was this the top choice, Gaz?
Yeah, you're the first one I have today. I just turned on the live stream, and you're the first station I work on the list today. I think that was your question, but I don't know. I'm not gonna operate too long today. I got a couple of things that I need to do for the job, but yeah. Okay, anyway, pleasure to make the acquaintance there, Frank. I have you down the log. I hope the audio is okay with that Hermes Light radio. It's kind of a, experimental radio, but it seems to do the job. So, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Frank. I really appreciate the chit-chat this morning. And, you can always review the QSO on the live stream. If you want, you can go to the QRZ page and you can check it over there and review it back then, mate. 73s, Frank. I really appreciate the little QSO. Hope you have a fantastic day and a very good evening. And I hope you have a very beautiful summer that is coming up to you. So we're looking at a winter time. So, and if I'm not mistaken, you're also using a cubicle quad. So you got one of the best antennas you can get there, mate. I am very convinced about the cubicle quad, because I made QSOs with 400 milliwatts into Canada, which is absolutely insane. I'm just checking very quickly what is your QTH, because I am familiar with Brisbane or with Queensland, I would say. I've got a few friends living there, but I've never been in Australia. So the only place I've seen from Australia is the outback from the window of the aircraft when I was traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Auckland. I wanted to sit on the right side of the airplane so I could look at the outback HI. Okay, I'll pass microphone one more time to you there, Frank. Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox returning to Victor Kilo 4 Delta Oscar, over.
Oh, Roger, good. On 7-off, VK4DO, and look, the Hermes, I must say, I've got one right here. I've one assembled and settled it, and I've been working with it on the air by itself. I haven't run it through the amplifier yet to give it a bit more power, but absolutely fantastic. Your audio is really, really good. It's excellent audio there, Kurt. Absolutely superb. I'm very impressed with it, and very, very excited to hear that I'd like to know what microphone you're using, and I've got mine connected through a little router thing. It's a Wi-Fi extender actually. It's got a connection on the bottom that's really good, except that the latency is too much, so I've got to probably connect it directly to my laptop maybe, but that hasn't got a Wi-Fi connection, so I've got to look at some other way of doing it. So that's my main problem, the latency issue, and I've got the latency timed right out to maximum to try and stop it, but it still doesn't seem to help enough with the relay chattering there. So that's that one. Queensland, yes, I should have said I'm on the Sunshine Coast, that's 100 kilometres north of Brisbane, and yes, I'm at a place called VK4DO. That's Whiskey Echo Yankee Bravo Alpha down Delta Oscar Whiskey November Sierra, and that's just south of Noosa on Lake Wyma, which is an Aboriginal word for stingray, and I'm on the west side of the lake, and we have more family on the south side of the lake and some other family on the north side of the lake. So there we are, we've got it surrounded. My rig is an Icon 7700 with a homebrew 1 kilowatt W6 CQL amp, but I've also designed a circuit for that for automatic band switching, and I've got that going into another home-designed automatic antenna switcher, and then it goes out to the homebrew quad, which is on this band 2 elements. That's all you need, I think, and they're spaced between to get the guy wires up, but it does all bands from 20 metres through to 6 metres there, Kurt. So that's the story there. And yes, a lovely little tourist town to live in indeed. I hope you did visit Noosa when you came. On 7 off, a VK4DO.
Yeah, QSL, yeah. Yeah, you should be proud about Queensland, because Bundaberg is well known all over the world for their lemonade and beer and liquor and all that kind of stuff. So I remember, I think it's about a year or two ago, 3 years ago, just before COVID hit, I was in Thailand, and I saw Bundaberg, and I said, I know that name. So, and the bear apparently they sell even the Bundaberg juices and beer and all the drinks also even in Thailand, which I couldn't believe. So there you go. Yeah, QSL, thank you for coming back and giving me an audio report. I honestly have no idea how it sounds, so I'm also looking to anybody who's going live on the live stream and have a listen for myself, because I had a hard time to actually configure the audio on this Hermes Light radio. First I had some serious issues with dropped frames, because there is like a very high bandwidth communication between the computer and the SDR radio, and apparently because I'm using it from a laptop, the laptop by default Windows is throttling the network, and I had a lot of dropped frames on the network, causing also issues with the audio. And yeah, it's because somebody pointed out, are you working on a laptop? He said, yeah, you should add this in the registry of your Windows and it will resolve the issue. And that did the job right away. So apparently it is some kind of a setting that they enable on laptop computers to save battery. And we have to disable this throttling functionality to avoid these issues. But anyway, it's kind of an adventure. I bought this radio, this Hermes Light 2, because I travel on and off to Thailand, and because it's very small, the footprint is very small, I can easily take it with me and travel with it, and no questions will be asked, because it doesn't really look like a radio actually. So it really looks more like, I would say, some audio device. So it's going to be easy to travel with it. And I don't want to be held up and ask questions and blah blah blah. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just I'm licensed here, I'm licensed there, But yeah, just to avoid the queue in the airports and all that kind of stuff because of questions. Okay, I'll pass microphone back to you there, Frank. I'm rattling on. Victor Kilo 4 Delta Oscar from Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, over.
Roger there, Kurt, OS7 OFS VK4DO. Yeah, look, that's fabulous. Very interesting information. And I'll be getting into the registry myself then in that case. I don't know much about the registry. I had a book on it, but I've never really gone into it. I never needed to. I just went to Linux and never looked back really. But I do have a Windows computer I'm using with the Hermes Line. And I use what software did I use? I use SDR console for the Hermes Light radio, and it works so beautifully. It's a wonderful bit of software. Straight out of the box, didn't have to do anything except do the RF section, the extra stuff in the Hermes section on the SDR console, and I got that done in about 5 minutes and I was on the air. It was absolutely unbelievable. However, Phoebus is a different kettle of fish. It seems to be a bit of a problem, but otherwise, there you go. Look, also, what are you running there? You've got a lovely signal, of course, but you must be running a quad, I guess. How much power are you running? And if it's a quad, how many elements? If it's a beam, how many elements? And so on and so forth. OS7 OFS VK4DO.
Yeah, VK4DO, Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox returning. Yeah, I'm using a OM 2000 plus amplifier, but I have to drive this amplifier with at least 20 watts. And I'm getting this 20 watts with a Micro PA50. You can see it on my QRZ page. The Micro PA50 is a very cheap AliExpress amplifier with all kinds of securities built in. It also has all the filters, so it is doing what it's supposed to do. And I got it for 160, what is it, 164 euro shipped to my doorstep. I had to change the fan that is in the back of the device. I don't like that small little fan that screams out loud when it turns on, so I drilled a few holes in the top enclosure of the amplifier, like 4 big holes of about 1 inch to 2 centimeters and a half. And then I mounted a fan, a computer fan on top of it, and it cools down much better, and the noise is gone because this fan is like very silent. So I resolved the issue of that noisy fan just by doing that. The antenna is just a 2-element. It's just a 2-element cubicle quad there, Frank. So it's a small one, if you can call it small, because you're talking about the one that you have. It's much bigger, but it's doing the job. And yeah, I turned the beam a little bit more to the south because I figured out that I should beam actually to 240 degrees on the long path. So yeah, I prefer the. To be honest with you, I prefer the Teti software for the HL2. I have been using the SDR console as my, as my software for my SDR receiver. But the Teti software is just much better as far as it can filter the noise. So the noise reduction too is just absolutely insanely good. I cannot achieve the same noise reduction with the SDR console. Yeah, it has a lot of more things that you can tweak, and you get also the front stage equalizer, you get the processor equalizer, you get the post processor equalizer, you get the leveler. What else do you get? So there's so many possibilities that you can tweak that audio. That it becomes really interesting to consider the Teti software. I'm very familiar with SDR console. I like SDR console. Don't get me wrong, but just that little extra of noise reduction makes it very convenient to listen to the band. You barely hear the hiss noise, the ground floor noise of the band with the NR2. And that is one of the reasons why I really love that, that Hermes Light and the Tetis. I know the Tetis software has been built mainly around the Anan radios, But hey, why should you spend like a couple of thousands of euros if you can only spend 332 and have the same results? So yeah, of course the add-on will have better filters, maybe you will have less bleed over and all that kind of stuff, but is it worth the price, like paying like maybe 3 times, 4 times the price just for that little extra? I personally don't think so. So, but that's another, discussion point. But yeah, this is how I think and look at it. And by the way, the Hermes light is very small, as you know. It's very small. It's convenient. You can almost put it into your pocket. And that's very convenient if you want to travel with it. Back to you there, Frank. VK4DO ON7 OFF, over.
Yeah, lovely stuff, Kurt. By the way, I'm listening to you on 3.5 kilohertz bandwidth because I really wanted to kind of get any nuance of distortion on your audio, and I can't fault it. It's very good. So you've got a very, very clear signal. It's superb. So you've got me thinking CD software must be pretty good if it can equalise the audio and do all that stuff. So that's absolutely fantastic. And my amplifier here requires 6 watts for a kilowatt out. So all I have to do is bypass the attenuator I built into the amplifier, and I can run the Hermes light into this, and I can get our legal limit of 400 watts out of the Hermes light right here in the shack. So what I want to do now is get a small Arduino type or whatever computer, get that together with a little screen, and put that in the box with the Hermes light and make it into an actual like complete radio. That way it's more than just an I/O, like a box with plug holes in it, and that way I can I have it as a kind of full radio by itself, and then all I need to do is add an amplifier to the back end if I need to. But I haven't worked out yet quite how to get the key line out of it. I haven't looked at getting the key line out so I can key the amplifier. So that's the next little thing I've got to do, I suppose, before I can complete that project there, Kurt. So there we are. I do everything with kind of, I like to use a more analogue approach to keep the noise down in the shack, but I must admit even with the SDR console software, the noise reduction is pretty amazing. There's so many options that you can get lost in it, and never really get the signal resolved very well because you forgot what option was really the best. There's just so many of them, you can just keep going on and on and on, but I'm only a learner, I've only ran it for about an hour or so I've got to put more time into it. I haven't done that yet, but I must connect it up to the quad and see what I can do with it there. So that's the story there, Kurt. I like home brewing, so I'd just like to get that Hermes light into a box with a screen and computer built in, and then it's all right there, and it's just got a Wi-Fi connection back to the rest of it there. So that's what I'd like to have. OM7 OFF VK4DO.
Yeah, QSL. I totally understand. Yeah, that's something I was thinking, like, why do these Chinese guys not make something like a 1kW amplifier, and have the Hermes light built into it, because it's so small. You could integrate the print board somewhere in another, I would say, in another enclosure. It doesn't necessarily have to be the enclosure that they give with you or that you can buy separately, but you could, for example, build yourself an LD-MOS amplifier and put the radio right in there. I'm not sure if it is okay, because maybe you might have some RFI going back to the print plate. I'm not sure, But yeah, that would be actually absolutely insane. The problem is that Maker Fabs is having some issues to source themselves with new processors. Apparently, it's an old processor that you probably know the story is coming out of a broadband router. But the sourcing becomes an issue because it's an old processor that has been around for about 14 years. And in the meantime, these broadband routers have been upgraded, so they need stronger processors and all that kind of stuff. So they're having some difficulties to source themselves. So I don't know. I maybe one day they'll make a HL3, Hermes Light 3. I'm not sure. That's something that we hope that happens, but it all depends on the guys who designed this radio, because it's unbelievable what you can do with such a small footprint. So, but yeah, I was thinking, because I'm going to Thailand in January. My wife is from Thailand, so I travel on and off every year. By the way, I opened my bandwidth to 3.5 kilohertz. Forgot to tell in the beginning, so you can have a listen. I'll make a recording on your next transmission and play it back. But what I wanted to say, my wife, she's from Thailand, so I'm going to travel to Thailand. I'm going to take this radio with me. And the plan is, I was thinking of buying an Expert SPE 1.3K FA, because the legal limit there is 1.5. But unfortunately, it's a little bit too much of my budget. So my friend that is here in Belgium, Oscar November 8 Echo India, he owns a HLA 300 V plus HP, which is the RM Italy FCC. It's not FCC approved, but it has all the filters built in. Because it can still transmit out of band, but the HLA 300V plus HP is the same as the HLA 300V plus without the HP, the high power. So that particular amplifier is able to actually get your power up to about 400 watts, but you still need that little micro PA amplifier, so you can increase the drive power to about 20 watts, because it requires about 20 to 35 watts. So I'm planning to probably buy this. It's very small as well, as far as you can compare it to other amplifiers. And at least I will have like 350, 400 watts of drive. So that would be enough, I think. You don't need much when you are in that region, because in that region there is not much you have to compete with other stations. Just enough to get over the noise floor here in Europe and in your QTH. Back to you there, Frank. VK4 Delta Oscar. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, over.
Yes. 7 off. VK4DO on. Yes, very good, very good. And fascinating. I should point out that if you look like you're a bit of a home brewer. I've just gone through the website there, so you're obviously doing a few things there. I was thinking maybe you should build the W6PQL amplifier, because that requires, I think it's 6 watts for a kilowatt hour, and you can do a double stack, so you get 2 boards and have 2 kilowatts out with a combiner on the end. But that would give you whatever you want there in Thailand. And I think with the 4 watts or 5 watts out of the Hermes, you're pretty well there. You'd be able to run over a kilowatt, which is plenty of power. Thailand comes in pretty well here, but not necessarily other parts of the world. I don't know about that, of course. I only know about here. There's a fellow there in Thailand, an English fellow. I heard him on the air today. I've heard him a few times. He's just getting set up there, and he sounds pretty good. He's got a pretty good signal coming out of there, as others do. What else can I say? That's my recommendation anyway. If you want to do a little bit of home brewing, and if you Just stick to the basics. I didn't. You can have quite a lean, mean little amplifier for not too much money, and you should get about 800 watts out there from your perfect line, I'd say, at full power. So might be worth thinking about that. But they also said, which is very, very good specs are online. We'll probably, I don't know whether you know about that. Do you know about that website there, Kurt? W6PQR's website, Virgo?
Yeah, QSL. Victor Kilo 4 Delta Oscar. Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox. Yeah, I considered a couple of other options, like eventually maybe making my own LDMOS amplifier, but I'm not very, how could I say, I'm afraid that when I get stuck somewhere I won't be able to get help, and I'm not a technical engineer, so my knowledge is there, but I think also I don't need, I do not have the necessary testing equipment that is required to make something like this. So that is also another issue that I'm having. So yeah. Anyway, can I ask you a question? I'm gonna switch to my other computer with another microphone, and I would like to know which one sounds better. So this is because I got two computers. This is the computer that is here in the shack, okay? And I got another computer that is my laptop computer that I normally travel with, and I have another microphone connected to it. So I'm gonna unkey. I'm gonna turn off Tethys on this computer, turn it on the other one, and I just want to know how it sounds, if there is a difference or not. I'm also gonna open the bandwidth there to 3.5 kilohertz. I'm doing it as we speak. I'm just configuring it already on the other one, and let's see what you think about it. So just stand by. I'm gonna turn off Tethys here, turn it on the other one, and then you just tell me how it sounds. One moment. Okay, this is the other one. I don't know if it works better or not, but yeah, this is another computer, another microphone, and another setup. Let me go back to the other one. Just hold on a second. I'm just going to turn off Tethys again, go back to the original one in 3, 2, 1 second. Okay, and this is the other one. So how is the audio quality compared to each other? Is maybe I personally, I don't know if this one sounds better or it's the same or the other one sounds better. So I'm back to the original one. Back to you there, Frank, over.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, very good. It's the one you're using now, the original one is perfect. The other one is distorted. It sounds like it's clipping a lot. It sounds, it's got that quality where it's flat topping. Yeah, so there's something a bit wrong there. Not nearly the quality of what you've got with this one. There you go.
Yeah, okay, QSL. Yeah, I need to fine tune, I think. No, don't look at the clipping. It's because I'm using the Wi-Fi, but I probably have to fine tune it a little bit more. And the other microphone is just I could say the cheapest crappy microphone you could ever imagine. It's like a DJ kids microphone, I can call it. So it's like a 30 euro microphone. The one I'm using here is a Behringer C3 microphone. And I'm using also a Euphoria UMC22. So UMC22, what is it? The analog to digital converter, so audio interface they call it. So yeah, I think this one sounds maybe a little bit better. I think when I can find somebody who's also doing a live stream, I'll probably jump on him and ask him to do some tests. I sometimes even let my live stream roll on after I finish the QSO, and I just might do it today, so people they can test their gear I open the bandwidth, and if people want to test their gear, they can. So I think it's sometimes quite convenient because you get a direct input from the software into the streaming software, which in my case is Streamlabs OBS. Okay, Frank, I'll pass microphone one more time to you. I'm gonna see who is still around here, so maybe I can make a few more QSOs. But very pleased to meet you, mate. I really appreciate it. It's great to hear you, and I would say, yeah, keep up the good work. You're doing absolutely fine. And very happy to make your acquaintance. It's the first time we have the QSO, so it's good to have you in my logbook there, Frank. And I'm pretty sure when I will be back in Hotel Sierra that we might just cross aerials from there as well. VK4DO, this is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, over.
Yeah, Roger. My goodness, the band has shifted a lot, and I'm getting a lot of Asian QRM coming through on the frequency, surprisingly. I could barely understand what you were saying. You were running neck to neck with whoever was on the frequency there. It made it very, very difficult to copy their curve. It's absolutely amazing how the band suddenly changed. The rest of these people just came up, but I've noticed that the band is looking very dead now. There's very few QSOs going on, and your signal's going down to between a 5 and a 7. So unfortunately, looks like things are going bad. Look, if you want to continue, we need to go up 5 there, but you need to go. I need to go too. My wife just said it's time for dinner here. The time is 7:15, so we're usually just late here. So I better get out of here, and I better put it back to you for a final. So I'll say it's going to be through at this point, and I think we'll have to do it another time there. Fine on the microphone. It's I wrote that down. The Derringer CB, C3 mic, C3, and that's quite a good one. It seems it works very well with your radio. Yes, your other one, it just needs a bit of work. Otherwise, it's okay. It looks for the distortion of the computer thing there. So I guess that's the secret. Okay, I'll put it back to you for final there, Kurt. It looks like the band's really shifted there.
Yeah, QSL, I see some messages. Hello, Andy. Hello, Gareth and Robert. I see a couple of stations that are also in the chat of the live stream sending some messages. So I just want to say hello to them as well. Frank, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's been a great pleasure to make the contact, and very happy to meet also a brother in the Hermes Light family. So it's good to hear that you also owe one. And yeah, when you get things right, it's a wonderful radio, but it needs a lot of tweaking. So it's not for the plug and play amateur radio fanatic. I think it's more for somebody who is a little bit patient and who is willing to actually invest a little bit of its time in configuring the radio and tweaking around with it. So it's definitely one for these guys. 73s, Frank. Fantastic evening there in Australia, and hopefully we can catch you soon again. Great QSO with you then, mate. You make my day. VK4 Delta Oscar. This is Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, over.
Roger, very good, Kurt, and lovely, and very impressed with the call sign. You've done well there. Great sense of humour. Love it. Okay, yeah, look, that's good again, that's fine. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we've learned a lot. Okay, I'll catch you later, and one day I hope I can come up online with the Hermes Light and do the amplifier and work you there on 20. That'd be great. 7 mate, all the best, and we'll catch you another time. On 7 off, this is VK4 Dog Off, going clear, 7 3.
Good evening, mate. You take care. Talk to you soon. VK4DO, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox QRT with you, and we're standby. Bye-bye.
Yeah, 7 3. Harbour here for calling 739.
VK4DO G3HQG.
It's not my frequency either.
Do you want to go 265?
All right, just for a quick one.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go. Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox, we're standby for any call.
Okay.
Yeah, I get a few stations, but the signals are not very strong. QRZ again, this is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot in Brussels, ON7 OFF, we're standby listening.
VK5 Hotel Sierra.
Was it VK4 Hotel Sierra, is that correct?
VK5 145.
Okay, VK5 Hotel Sierra, how are you doing there, Ivan? Nice to meet you. If you could put a little bit more compression, because your audio is like, it's just the peaks that I can hear. So a little bit more of the midtones would be great as well. Nice to meet you, VK5 Hotel Sierra from Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. Go ahead, over.
A very good morning, Kurt. Good morning to you. Good evening from South Australia. OM7 OFF. My name's Ivan, as you know. But good signal here, 5 and 7. Over.
Yeah, QSL, thank you very much, Ivan. Good day to you there, mate. Just looking outside what's going on, I hear a truck. I'm living in a very small road here, so there's very few traffic. So when there is a truck passing by, I'll lift up the head and see what's going on. HI. Yeah, nice to meet you, Ivan. 4x6 is your report, 4x7. I'll give you a more detailed report on your next transmission. If you just can push a little bit more of the audio or compression, that would be great. It's improved already. Or a little bit more microphone gain, that would be perfect. The name here is Kurt, K-U-R-T, and thank you for coming back to my call. I have you on the live stream. I'm doing a live stream on the internet as well, so you can get to the live stream easily by going to my QRZ page or just typing in my call sign on the YouTube search engine. Back to there, Ivan. Victor Kilo 5 Hotel Sierra, Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, over.
Yeah, very good, Kurt, very good. Thank you for the full report on the game. Let me see if that hopefully this is better. I won't hold it. I've just many stations calling you. We're definitely a whole lot of traffic business. But thanks for the contact.
Yeah, QSL, Ivan, can you just tell me what is your gear? What is the radio? What is the power? And what is the antenna? Over.
Yes, I'm Kurt. You know, I'm looking with the Heil Pro 7 headset. Running a iPhone 14 KL solid front end, the 400 watts, and using a high gain P86 yoke. What's the heat long over?
Yeah, QSL. Okay, QSL, Ivan. Thank you very much for the information. Maybe you've listened to the previous Q. So we are using the Hermes Lite radio, which is an open source, very cheap open source SDR capable QRP radio, and getting about 700-800 watts on the antenna with a OM power plus 2000 plus actually, and the micro PA50, which is bringing up the QRP power to the necessary 20 watts to drive the amplifier here, and the 2-element cubicle quad there. I'm just having a look. What's your QTH? I see you're in South Australia. Don't hear much from South Australia. It's more like Victoria and Western Australia and Queensland, but yeah, not so much from South Australia. So you're a strange bird in the crowd, mate. HI. Thanks, Ivan, for the nice short contact. I really appreciate, and hopefully we can do it again. I just hope that the propagation just keeps on going. we have to give some eggs to the priests, so the gods will keep the ionosphere polished. VK5 Hotel Sierra from Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, over.
Yeah, very good day, sir. Yes, I was before with the Chinese station, and I really did the first unit was better. They understand very much better than the second one. The breakfast. Thank you very much for the contact. And we'll give you 7 crews, no? 7 crews. Hotel Sierra.
Yeah, QSL Ivan 73, pleased to meet you, and have a fantastic day there, very fantastic evening there in Australia. VK5HS ON7OFF, we're standby.
Mike 6 uniform, Papa.
Okay, Zulu Lima 3, can you complete the call sign, over? Okay, Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Lima. Thank you very much coming back to the call. Do I know that call sign? Let me see. Zulu Lima 2, is it? No, it should be Bravo Kilo, right? Is this Johnny? Is that you, Johnny, over?
Yeah, Roger. Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo. That's right. You're right there. My noise is pretty low there. But I think your call sign out there, and I had to come back to you. So very, very nice to hear that, Kurt. It's been a long time. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot from Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo.
Yeah, QSL, Johnny, how you doing, mate? It's been a long time. I haven't heard from you. I must be honest. I haven't been much active either on Zello as well, then, mate. So very great to hear you again. I'm not sure. I guess you're beaming long path as well, aren't you, Johnny? Over. Johnny, are you beaming long path at the moment? Are you beaming long path or are you beaming short path? Back to you. ZL2JBK 17OFF, over.
Yeah, Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot from the Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo. Yeah, I'm beaming short path to you at the moment. Short path there, Kat. I'm not sure where you're pointing. But yeah, it is quite a hard copy. You are in my noise. Very low down in my noise spot there. That's you there, Kurt. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot from Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo.
Yeah, okay. I was talking to Australia long path, so let me turn the beam towards the short path. Hold on a second. I just started turning the beam now, so I am turning the beam, and let me see if I can get you better on the short path. So let me turn. 300 degrees now. I'm getting to 330 degrees right now. Now we are almost at in the north, and now we should almost get to the right direction. I should beam to 35 degrees, so there you go. I got it to 35. Does it sound any better? I hope it works better there, Johnny. ZL2JBK 17OFF, over.
Yeah, Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot
Much
from
better.
Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo. Massive difference there, Kurt. Hopefully it's the same your end as well. Yeah, you've come up to a 5 by 6 to 5 by 7. Yeah, massive difference. So beautiful copy now. So yeah, that certainly makes it easier. But yeah, no, I haven't been. I haven't been on Zelo or anything like that for a long time. But still mucking around out in the chat, and still playing plenty of radio and playing around with things this end as per usual. I'm absolutely stoked to have heard you. The band was closing out and things were disappearing, and there's not a lot of signals out there. Almost about to pull the pin and come in. By the time I get out to the shack, most of it's usually closing out, and there's not much happening on 20. I usually miss all the action there. by the time I get out here. That's made my night to catch up with you. Hopefully you're doing well and the family's good. And hopefully those turkeys are still flying out the door there, Kurt. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot from Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo.
Yeah, QSL 100% fantastic. Yeah, I get you now with a 5 and 8, 5 and 9 report, so it just went up straight away there, Johnny, with the short path direction. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Because we hear Australia mainly long path in the morning, and I hear Australia short path in the evening. And ZL is apparently coming in short path. I don't know. I even don't know if long path is open between you and me. Maybe it is, but because I hear a lot of echo on your audio and stuff like that. I'm doing the live stream right now, Johnny. So if you want to listen how you sound, you can go straight to the live stream. Type in the call sign on YouTube or go to my QRZ page. Click on the first link and you'll get to it. But no problem there, Johnny. I hope everything is okay. I haven't operated your radio for a long time. HI. I'm using another radio now. I'm using the Hermes Lite 2. I was just talking about this with the other gentleman from Australia. So I'm now using the open source SDR radio, Hermes Lite 2. I guess you know what this radio is all about. It's just 2 packets of cigarettes stacked next to each other, so it opens the door to also have a little bit of fun with wide bandwidth transmission, ESSB, all that kind of stuff, so kind of interesting. But unfortunately it's not really made for remote. You can use it remote by using some workaround and using something like TeamViewer, VLC, or desktop. What is it called? Remote desktop. But it's not really made for remote operation. But I got this radio because I want to use this when I'm going to Hotel Sierra. So it's small. The footprint is quite small there, Johnny. So how is everything with you, mate? How is the family? How is the job? And we have to catch up with a lot of things, I think. I haven't been on Zello for quite some time as well. I just stay in a couple of channels where I talk with a couple of friends, but I'm not cruising around on the other channels there. Johnny, back to you. ZL2 Zulu Lima 2 Juliet Bravo Kilo Oscar November 7 Oscar Foxtrot over.
Yeah, ZL2 Juliet Bravo Kilo in reply. Roger Kurt, it's interesting, the long pass thing, because I remember last time when you were streaming that end and I choose my theme long pass and it completely disappeared between us. I think we've only ever worked across the short pass between us in the past. So I usually work a lot of Europe earlier on, and it's basically all gone by now, which is the only reason I did spin the bang around. And I heard you down really low there, and I got rather excited when I heard the call sign. You probably heard it in my voice. I was thinking, oh man, I hope I can pull you out. I wound things up this end to make sure that hopefully you hear me. I didn't hear a lot at all long pass. And he spun around this way, and I could just hear you in there. So it's really interesting, eh? I'm not sure why we've only managed to work short pass. But anyway, work's good. It's the same old, pretty busy, and just trucking along as per usual. I've caught up with Bob a couple of times. He's actually coming to New Plymouth, next week, I think it is. So he's dropping his radio off to me, his 7300 off to me, to do a couple of modifications on, we'll sort that out for Bob. But I have heard him on the air a couple of times, this is obviously, I think I told you, I've got this radio now. It's all hooked up on remote hands, so I'm not running the software that you basically designed to put together is not running on it. So I've got remote hands up and running. with antenna switching to cover basically every band. I'm just waiting for a module. It's on its way from the States to remote the rotator, so we'll be able to remotely turn the beam as well. So that'll basically complete my remote setup to basically change all bands, band switching, antenna switching, and turn the rotator once I get that module. So that's quite good. We're finally sort of ticking that one off. The only potential addition would be remoting an amplifier, but hey, I'd have to spend some money like you and get something decent. At the moment, this old amplifier, it certainly does the job, and very, very happy with it. But obviously, there's no way to remote this old deal, so we won't be able to do that one for some time. But I'm a little bit hesitant on handing out the rotator privilege and anything like that anyway, because I'd hate for someone to be the indicator to go or something like that if someone's driving it hard into the stop without realising it. But it will be very, very nice for me to sign in and be able to remotely turn the beam. Usually it's just parked long path otherwise, unless I'm in the shack. But anyway, that's pretty much where it is with the remote setup. But I don't think you've ever come in and operated this one remotely, but it's something that's up your alley a little bit, and I'm sure that the remote in your end, it sounds like it may have changed now. I know you were doing it with a separate receiver and the SDR and stuff like that, so you've probably redesigned and rehashed how you're doing things better with your live streaming too. I'll have to have a look at the live stream. I'll Chris, I hear my excited voice when I first came on, hoping to make contact. But anyway, we've calmed down, and the tone of my voice is probably leveled out a little somewhat now. So absolutely stoked to get you in there, and I trust you're enjoying yourself, and it sounds like you're still finding time for radio, so that's the main thing there, Kurt. I trust the chickens are all well as well over there under the antenna there on the coast. So anyway, I'll hand it back to you. There's probably a whole lot of people that want to catch up with you, and I'm just hogging it. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot from Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo.
Yeah, QSL Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo from Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox. Do you have any news on Bob there, Johnny? I haven't heard from Bob for a while. I think last time was maybe a month ago or more than a month ago. Is Bob still doing okay? Does he have an antenna set up right now, ZL2B LB? I'm wondering if he's got everything settled or not, or what's going on with him, over?
Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly what he's got in the air. I know it must have been 20 metres we worked last time when he was on a dipole and you could hear him. I assume that setup is still in the air. I haven't really caught up with him recently, but I'll get all those details out of him when he comes around next week or later this week. I'll find out what he's doing. But he's certainly still on the radio, and he's getting involved with the local club, and he runs a 80-metre net once a week. For the local guys on 80 metres, so he's certainly getting on the radio. But I think you'll find him on Zero. He's usually hanging around there on those channels as well. But like I say, I haven't been on there in a long time. But I do hear him every now and then, and he also he certainly pops in and goes around and has a few QSOs on my radio too. Remotely, every now and then I come into the shack and I see him. I'm on this radio dialing around, having a bit of a listen. So, he does jump on this one remotely as well from time to time. Back to you, Kurt.
Yeah, QSL Zulu Lima 2 Julia Bravo Kilo from Oscar November 7 Oscar Fox Fox. Yeah, okay, QSL. I still have him here in my WhatsApp. I just sent him a message. Maybe he might just come on the same frequency. Just read the message. So let's see if he comes along. Yeah. I would love to make my Hermes Lite available, but it's just impossible. The bandwidth is a staggering 45 megabits per second just on the local network. So I can use the Hermes Lite remotely on my local network, but my ISP is not capable of providing 45 megabit stream of upstream. I could eventually use the other software. I'm using Tetis for this one, but I could eventually use also SDR console, but the SDR console software does not give the possibility to do remote because there is a server built in, but it's not working apparently. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but yeah, maybe in the future these software guys will improve the software and will add this remote capability feature. It's just the bandwidth is so high. Maybe like a server client approach would be something that should be possible. But yeah, nonetheless, it's a very good radio. I'm very happy with the Hermes Lite here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. Are you familiar with the Hermes Lite there, Johnny Ova?
No, negative. I was literally about to type it into Google and have a bit of a look there. But yeah, no, it's not a radio I'm familiar with. But yeah, you are slowly disappearing into my noise a little bit. So I'm sitting up by the speaker as you sort of come up and down again, but I am missing little tiny bits and pieces there. But yeah, not familiar with the radio. The first Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot from November 2 Juliet Bravo Kilo.
Yeah, you should check it out, Johnny. It's getting more and more popular. It's the size of a small, I would say SDR receiver. It's the size of 2 packets of cigarettes with the enclosure and the filter board. So 2 packets of cigarettes stacked next to each other. But yeah, the capability is 5 watt output. So I'm bringing up the power with a small solid state AliExpress amplifier. It's the Micro PA50, which brings up the 4 or 5 watts. I'm driving it maybe with 3-4 watts to about 14 to 20 whiskeys, and then I bring it into my OM2000 plus amplifier and getting about 800-900 watts out on the 2-element cubicle quad. So it's quite an interesting radio because the filtering in the Tetis software is absolutely insanely good. You will see when you go and have a listen on the live stream. His sound, when I turn off the noise reduction, if you review the QSO, I will turn off the noise reduction for a second, so you can see how it sounds without the noise reduction. But when I turn on the NR2, noise reduction number 2, wow, it's just absolutely insane how silent this radio is as far as RX is concerned. So it's really very well filtered. So no hiss sound, no ground floor noise. So it's very good. Yeah, okay, anyway, maybe I teach you something new, but very interesting radio. If you're into SDRs yourself, you might just find this one very interesting. And also from a price point of view, it's interesting. They're having some issues with sourcing the processors. They recently got the processors back in stock, so people have been waiting a little bit for their order. But I think they will probably ship out maybe in this week or the next week when the new boards have been made. But anyway, Johnny, I think I got a message from Bob. Oh, he's there. So let us just leave a little blank. See if Bob is there. Bob, are you there? Zulu Bravo 2, Bravo Oscar Bravo with Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo, and myself, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox. Go ahead, Bob. Over. Is this without the noise reduction? And this is with the noise reduction. Okay. Yeah, negative copy on Bob. I'm sorry. I cannot hear Bob, so unfortunately. Did you hear Bob there, Johnny? Because maybe you got him locally, over.
Yeah, Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, from Zulu number 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo. No, negative, no copy at all on Bob. Yeah, I thought I may have heard him. I just looked to the dipole, see if I heard him on that, but yeah, nothing at all. The noise floor is coming up and you were disappearing as well there, Kurt, but he can probably, if he can hear, I don't know whether he can hear me, but if he wants to sign into the remote here, yeah, he can sign in here and have a check, but yeah, I don't know how long the band's going to hold up there, Kurt. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot from Zulu number 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo.
Yeah, QSL, no problem there. Anyway, hey Johnny, it's great to catch up with you. It's been a while, isn't it? So I think maybe last time we spoke, oh gosh, I think it must have been almost, 6-7 months ago. And Bob is telling me he cannot hear you either. So maybe you're pointing with your antenna not over Rotorua, there in Bob's location. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I met Bob. I had a blast with him and have a nice drink with him in the town of Rotorua. But yeah, there you go. Unfortunately, it's not working for him. Yeah, I think you have a premium location where you at. So I think even maybe short path is even better than long path, isn't it, for you? Over.
Yeah, sorry, Q, you just dropped down way too low there, and I didn't get much of that time, Kurt. You're dropping on into my noise, over.
Yeah, Johnny, can we just, before you leave, can we do a test? Can we try long path, mate? Do you mind to give it a try on the long path, over?
Yeah, Roger, yep, I'll spin long path now, over.
Okay, so if I don't hear you over the long path, I wish you 73s, but I'm gonna give it a try. So give me about a minute or 45 seconds to turn the clock around, over.
Yeah, Roger, yep, hopefully we hear you there. 73, otherwise nice catching up.
Okay, let's see if we can conquer the world. Long path, HI. Let me turn the beam.
Before you turn that, are you still there?
Italy 8, Victor Juliet Kilo.
Okay, let me see. Johnny, Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot over the long path, giving it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hope you copy me there, mate. Giving one more try. Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo. ZL2JBK ON7OFF. We're standby. Okay, we got no polished ionosphere here. ZL2JBK, Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot. Let's try. Zulu Lima 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo, calling you over the long path. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot. Okay, let's call this a failed experiment. I'm going to turn back the beam short path, see if Johnny's still around. ON7 OFF, turning the beam right now.
Yeah, he answered you, but he was very weak. LA2 PIA.
Yeah, okay, thank you, mate. Yeah, very weak. I couldn't hear him here on my side. Okay, Johnny, if you're still around, let me just make one more call. Long path isn't open, mate. It's not working. So we have no window over the long path, but short path is still there. So at least we can talk. ZL2JBK ON7OFF. Over.
Yeah, Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I've just come back through your path here, number 2, your back short path. At all, long path, couldn't hear you at all. But you come up to a 5 now, short path.
Yeah, QSL, Johnny. Yeah, I didn't work on the long path. I had another station. The other station was helping me out. Can you come back with your call sign?
Yeah, Roger. It's Lima Alpha 2 Papa India Alpha.
Yeah, Lima Alpha 2 Papa India Alpha. Thank you very much there, Peter. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm beaming now right to you. So yeah, how is the signal from Johnny on your end? Maybe you can join the QSO, mate. I would be grateful to you. Johnny, hold on. Let me see if you can hear Peter as well. Peter, go ahead, over.
Yeah, QSL, okay, fine business, no problem at all. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, and Zulu Lima 2, Julia Bravo Kilo. This is Lima Alpha 2, Papa India Alpha, LA 2 PIA. The name here is Peter with a double T, and I'm currently operating my remote site in the mountains of southern Norway with a huge delta loop for 80 meters, horizontally mounted between a couple of pine trees and my aluminium mast at the cabin, running a kilowatt output with an ICOM 7610. So, and I'm sitting 200 kilometers due west of that QTH at my home. So just having a lunch break here, and I thought I'd listen. And Johnny is 5 by 4. 5 by 4 is his signal strength on the Delta loop here with me. But you're, of course, very loud, Kurt. You're 20, 30 dBs over. So I'll put it back to you, Kurt, and you could ask if Johnny can hear me. ON7OFF or LA2PIA.
Yeah, QSL. Thank you, Peter. Do I have to say Peter or Peter? Maybe Peter sounds like your wife when she's angry. Over.
No, but it is the Norwegian pronunciation, so that is correct. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just have to be careful. Yeah, thank you, Peter. Nice to meet you. And yeah, we spoke before on 80 meters, so you still have that 80 meter antenna set up. I'll ask you questions later on. Johnny, do you copy Peter from Norway, the Viking station? Over.
Yeah, I was going to give the 7 knock Foxtrot, he's pretty low down. I got this and I got the original Delta loop. And sounded like he was running remote potentially, but yeah, negative didn't get called on and only very limited bits of pieces. But yeah, I have got a prop that I won't be able to is sitting on the side remote. And I've also got Victor Kilo 4 Delta mic on the side as well. Popped in here on the remote. They may work here. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't at this point get a good enough coverage on the other station, and I never got the call sign. But I'll hand it back to you there, Kurt, and I'm sure Bob will want to say g'day. Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, November 2, Juliet Bravo Kilo in the group.
Yeah, QSL. It's kind of weird because Peter, I was able to hear you on the long path, but I don't know. I'll bring Peter in just for a second. I want to know what Peter has a receive on you there, Johnny. You went down as well, so I think we might get. You're already in the night time, so I think the ionosphere is getting less and less ionized, so we'll probably lose connection anyway shortly. But yeah, Peter, how did you receive Johnny in the long path and short path compared to both directions? Was long path better for you or short path? Back to you there, Peter. Lima Alpha 2, Papa Indio Alpha, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox for the group. Over.
Yeah, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, and the group LA 2 PIA returning. He was barely readable in the long path. He was 3 by 1, but I could hear what he said. but on the short pass, he is up to 5 and 5 at times, up to 5 and 5 at times. So that's quite incredible. I have 3 sites running at this time simultaneously. I have my cabin in the mountains of southern Norway, and then I have a remote site on the far south peak of Norway, which is just with 100 watts and an ICOM 7300, and then I have my ICOM 7610 here at home. And the ICOM 7610 at home, I can copy him with a lot of noise, but still I would say 3x3 on the short path, but on long path I didn't have a chance. The noise floor here at home is a lot louder than it is at the cabin and the other remote site. So that's the situation at my end. But I won't keep you too long. I just wanted to say hi and, of course, give my regards to Johnny and the others there. ON7OFF and the group LA2PIA.
Yeah, LA2PIA, ON7OFF together with ZL2JBK, yeah, QSL there. Fantastic audio, by the way, Peter. I really like the audio quality that you are pushing. I was listening at 3.4 kilohertz, but I see that you're only transmitting 3.1. I also have 3.1 at the moment. But it sounds really, really well. So you're very punchy audio, very strong and very clear. Okay, Johnny, I know that you're going to bed probably because it's kind of late down there. So I guess that you need to be ready for the job tomorrow, have a fresh start. But I won't keep you too long. I'll just have a little bit of a chit chat with Pete Petter, if you don't mind, Johnny. But pleased to meet you. Grateful to you that you just came back to me while I was beaming long path to Australia. But you see, it's kind of weird how the propagation reacts here on 20 meter. It's like rolling the dice. We don't know if it's long path or short path. We always have to check both directions. Thank you, Johnny. Really appreciate it. Great to catch up with you. It's been a long time, mate. So pleased to hear you after such a long extended silent times. HI Zulu Lima 2 Juliet Bravo Kilo ON7 OFF together with Petter there. Back to you there, Johnny. Over.
Yeah, Roger Kerr. I was just had the microphone over to Bob. You might want to say today. Just your observation, I'm currently running about 800 whiskies. Short pass, 3 element yarding. So it's operating position 15. Anyway, I'll hand it on to Bob because we'll probably want to say today. ZL1 VOZ and the group from ZL2JBK.
Yeah, QSL, yeah. You pass greetings to Bob if you hear him. I was talking to him on the WhatsApp, of course. Yeah, unfortunately, no signal from Bob. You know, he's I think running only 100 watts. So and that's kind of difficult with the current propagation conditions. Thank you, Johnny. 73s, mate. You have a fantastic night, and hopefully talk to you sooner than this time. Over. Was that you, Bob? Because you were barely hitting my ground floor noise, Bob. Go ahead, over.
Roger. Yeah, conditions are changing here. They're good and getting very hard to hear. He's just today and hey, we should see if we can make a contact with Boston down here one night and prepare. But there's a little bit of a delay on the remote too, which I think you may have doubled a little bit with each other. No worries, man. Well, I should have gotten into your live stream here, but I would have had no trouble hearing your ring because it's the trouble. You're just a little bit too low down now. It's just getting very, very hard. I should have stopped at the live stream and then looked for it that way. Best way to go, isn't it? So, yeah, no worries, man. We'll catch you later. Nice to hear you. And, not sure if Daryl wants to. I think it's Daryl.
Just to show you guys how it sounds without the noise reduction.
You might want to say good day, but you are disappearing into the noise here. 70-22, we'll catch up and do it again. Hopefully not as long as it's been this time.
And this is with the noise reduction.
Oscar, November 7, Oscar, from Juliet to Juliet, Bravo Kilo.
Thank you, Johnny. I really appreciate it. You have a fantastic day there. Have a good night's sleep, mate, and catch you soon again. ZL2JBK, 17OFF, win the group. 73s, bye-bye. Yeah, thank you for the help there, Petter. I didn't hear him at all on the short path, so it didn't work for me there. Lima Alpha 2, Papa India Alpha, 17OFF, over.
Yeah, 17OFF, LA 2PIA, returning fine business, no problem at all. Well, my pleasure. I just thought I'd give you an idea that he was there, but he's very weak. So I guess that's just the way the band pans out. And as you said, the night conditions are not that good. Also, the other guy who was calling you, I didn't catch his name, but his audio was almost like aurora, like the northern light. It was almost like wobbly. So I had a hard time copying him, but his signal strength was about an S2. Now, the noise floor at my cabin is 0. It's nothing. It's just quiet. So that's the best receive site I have. And then the second remote site I have, which is on the far south peak of Norway, is not bad. It's maybe an S1 or S2 in noise floor. And it works especially good on 40 meters, actually. I just installed that on Saturday. But the cabin I've had for such a long time, and since 2010, and I've been operating various solutions for remote control there. I started off with an ICOM 76 Pro 3, 756 Pro 3, and using Skype for audio back and forth, and remote desktop to remote control ham radio deluxe, which was connected then again, of course, by USB cable to the rig. So that was the way of doing it then. Since then, I've been doing various solutions with Flex Radio and a lot of other solutions. But my go-to solution right now is split between using the ICOM 7610, which has a built-in web server that is accessible. It doesn't use that much bandwidth, and as long as I have a fixed IP at the other end, I'm fine. And then I also use this remotetx.net solution, which is a web or a cloud-based solution where you can interface to a various amount of ICOM radios and also a few EIA radios and Elecraft, I believe. That's the way it's being operated right now. I can reduce my power, by the way. There's no use in burning a kilowatt down to you. You're such a strong station. So I'll reduce to half power. That's more than enough. 017OFF LA 2PIA.
Yeah, okay. I also decreased my power. I barely have 100 watts now. So what is it? Maybe like 30 watts. Let me just try to increase it a little bit so I get about 100 watts out. So there you go. I'm running about 100 watts now. QSL. Yeah, Petter, I'm using the Hermes Lite. So currently running about 100 watts. Okay. What am I doing? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, let me see what's going on. Okay, let me just do it the other way around. Just decrease the power and get about 100 watts out. There we go. I cannot get lower than 100 watts. Okay, there you go. Yeah, with this setup. Yeah, I'm running the Hermes Lite too, which lacks a little bit of this remote capability feature, which is a little bit of a shame. I hope they will come up with a solution. Solutions so they can do this remote control with this radio as well. Previously I was using the what is it called, SDR console, and that had remote capabilities for my receiver, but not for the transceiver. So the Hermes Lite is compatible with the SDR console, but I have about 45 megabits of data going back and forth between the computer and the Hermes Lite. So there is no way that I can make this work on the internet. So yeah, they should come up with a solution. But anyway, it's working great. I'm really surprised how the Hermes Lite 2 is performing there, Petter. Absolutely insanely good. Also the audio wise. But it's not a plug and play radio. I do understand if you use something like what did you say there? Skype, right? I've been experimenting also, not using Skype, but using something like Zello, which is also a PTT application. So, and because for Zello I have a PTT microphone that I can hook up to my smartphone, and yeah, I can just push to talk and then start to transmit. So yeah, Zello is not bad either. But sometimes there's a little bit of a delay there, Petter. Lima Alpha 2, Papa Indy Alpha 170 OFF, over.
Yeah, 17 OFF LA 2 PIA returning. Yes, you are correct. Yeah, well, it wasn't half bad. It wasn't half bad, but it worked reasonably good. And then the provider of remote desktop, they decided that since I was hooking up to my my PC at the cabin so often, they decided it must be professional use, and then they stopped my access to the solution. And I did the same thing with AnyDesk, and they stopped the access. So now I'm using the remote desktop solution from Google, the Chrome external desktop solution, which is free of charge and very, very, very stable. And I'm using that actually to monitor my linear amplifier, because I have the Expert 1KFA at the cabin, and that's connected to a small local PC that I connect to through the Google external desktop, so that I can see my output power, I can see the reflected power, the voltage, and also the power surge on the linear. And I can turn it off and on and do all of the nice things that you're supposed to be able to have access to. So I have those solutions both for the linear here at home. If I decide to remote control the station here at home, I can do that. If I want to remote control the station at the cabin, that's fine. But the third location, the new one now is limited to 100 watts, but that's all fine. Okay, it's past 12 here, and I need to get back to the other end of my desk here and continue my daily work. But thank you so much for a nice QSO, and if you have any questions there, Kurt, I would be more than happy to answer them. Oh, I forgot to comment on the audio. I'm using some toys here. The microphone is the Rode NT1A studio mic, and it's about 30 centimeters from my head here. On a gallo, and then I'm hooked up to the Uniform Romeo 6 Quebec Whiskey 10-band audio equalizer and noise gate, and that in its turn is connected to an external sound card called the Evo 4, which is connected to my iMac 27 here. And this allows me to actually operate with the same audio settings on any site that I may choose to transmit from. So that's quite good. Okay, I'll put it back to you for a final, and then of course there's a huge following on both YouTube, on the live stream, and also on the air, so I imagine you'll keep busy there. Back to you, ON7 OFF LA 2 PIA.
Yeah, QSL, yeah, I'm doing everything software-wise, so just standard C3 Behringer microphone I was using previously on my Kenwood TS80. And the only thing I upgraded was my audio interface, because the other audio interface was not digital. So this one here is bringing the analog to a digital conversion, and yeah, the rest is done by the software. I could eventually also use VST and all that kind of stuff to do exactly the same as the hardware solutions, but yeah, it's already complicated with the audio processing software that's inside the Teti software. They're calling me, so I'm gonna have to cut you loose as well, and probably I need to go down. Yeah, one moment. Yeah, come off. Okay, so I have to go downstairs, so I have to cut you loose either. I'm gonna let the live stream roll on a little bit for those who want to do some testing with their gear, and I'll open the bandwidth to let's say 4.5 kilohertz. So thank you very much, Peter. I'll let you go back to the job, 73s, and pleased to meet you as well. Thanks for coming and breaking into the queue, so I really appreciate. Lima Alpha 2, Papa India Alpha. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, and we are also going QRT, over.
Yeah, QSL. Okay. This time I'm transmitting from my home QTH. Output power is the same, so close to 500 watts. And using an NFET half wave, and then from home the high NFET 1810. You're out downstairs there. Thank you for the QSO and 73. This is LA2PIA going QRT. Bye-bye.
73s, mate. Really appreciate. Good luck and good DX. Bye-bye.
This frequency in use is this frequency in use.
Sorry guys, I was pulled away here because yeah, we have somebody visited the family, so I'm gonna let the live stream roll on a little bit. If you guys wanna use the live stream for your audio quality testing, whatever, just go ahead. I'm just gonna let it roll on like maybe another 15-20 minutes or so. So you guys have fun. I'm going clear. ON7 OFF QRT on the live stream as well, but I'll let it roll on a little bit, so have fun.
12345, 12345 test, LA 2 PIA testing remote site number 2. One two three four five, 12345, LA 2 PIA testing remote site number 2.
Testing 123, 123.
Going up.